Every summer, I see the same pattern, right? I've been doing this for a few years, and so I see some similarities as I go through this process over and over again. A junior in high school gets the glossy brochure, and they see the red brick buildings and the big smiles, right? College-level seminars. They pay $6,000, move into a dorm for 2 weeks, and post day one at Harvard on their Instagram like they just unlocked a secret door. And then senior year hits. Applications go out, decisions eventually come back, but then they end up rejected. And the part that stinks most is that they didn't do something wrong per se. They just fell for the idea that a famous campus equals admissions value. Most programs are selling an experience for you, not value, while admissions officers are looking for evidence. So here's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna show you why the prestige label tricks smart people literally every single year, and give you a step-by-step simple filter to separate real value from brochure value, and share your short list of programs that actually will help you with their applications. And if those doors don't open for you, I'm gonna make sure that you know how to create your own opportunities so that you're not left behind. So let's get into it. Really quickly though, before we do get in, let's clear this up. Most brand name summer programs are not run by the admissions office themselves. Many of them are kind of just run by companies that rent campus space in July or sometime around that year. That's why the photos look elite, the merch looks elite, and the price tag itself is also kind of up there. But the signal this gives to admissions is not elite, okay? Think about how a reader sees it on your activities list. If you put pre-college program at, I don't know, Harvard or UCLA or Berkeley, right? If anyone can simply buy that spot, it does not prove anything beyond the fact that you had a pulse and your family could pay for it. Admissions officers know which programs are open enrollment compared to the ones that are more rigorous and actually competitive, because they've been doing this for years and they know what opportunities are not that legitimate. So there are two quick questions to keep you honest. The first question is, did this program make me better or just make me feel better? Second one is, if the school name disappeared, would you still be proud of what you learned or produced at that program? Because if the answer is no to either of them, you bought a vibe, not value. So let me give you a quick short example. Student A did a 2-week law program on a famous campus. No writing sample, no court visits, no final paper or anything like that. While student B, they shadowed a local attorney, sat through 2 hearings, and wrote 3 explainers on juvenile justice for their school paper. Now, ask yourself, which of these 2 students shows evidence of their interest and skill? I'm not gonna sit here and just call everything a scam. I want you to make sure that you do the due diligence yourself, okay? So if a program fails these filters that I'm gonna give you right here, please save your money and your time and effort. First is selectivity. Do they ask for essays and recommendations, or is it pay and you are in? Now, don't get me wrong, low acceptance rate is not everything, but it's a pretty good indicator just to show how competitive and how legitimate one thing is. Second thing is alignment. Does the topic match your actual goals, right? Because you don't want to be a computer science kid and then sign up for a leadership summer program course that does not align at all with what you're interested in. Next is output. Do you get to create something you can actually show? So this is like papers, posters, portfolios, code, presentation, whatever it might be. Because if all you're doing is just listening to lectures for college level courses, that's not output. Next thing is track record. Can they point to alumni outcomes tied to work produced in the program? And honestly, the best programs out there, like the one I'm gonna mention later today, once you actually get admitted, they give you a full ride and sponsor every little bit of cost that might be affiliated with that program. Now, if you're on the actual edge of joining one or not, here are 2 quick tests you could do right now. First thing is a 70% test. Could you get most of the learning at home with books, YouTube, and a local mentor for a few $100s? If that's the case, think twice. Next is the no logo test. If you remove the school name from the brochure, would you still think it's impressive? Because if that's not the case, it's a hard pass. Another thing you could do is literally just ask them, hey, my name is Shinwoo, right? I'm interested in your program. Could you share some examples of student outputs from last summer and where those were presented or published? Also, what percentage of applicants were admitted last year? Thank you. And if they dodge those questions, they just told you what you needed to know. Pretty simple. Now, before we get into the list of programs that are actually legitimate and would near guarantee submission to a top school, if you're a parent that don't want to stress about your students' admissions process and just want peace of mind that they're maximizing their college chances, click the first link in the description below to book a discovery call. We work one-on-one personally with every single student to create personalized plans for their summer and their applications. We build your positioning, map your strategy, and keep you accountable, because we want to make sure that students are working outside of those meetings themselves too. No additional upsells or add-ons for every little thing that other places kind of do. So if you decide to work with us, we'll just work as a team throughout the entire process. It's that simple. But if you're not ready for that, you can join our free Discord and listen in on our monthly Q&As. Now, like I was talking about, there are some programs out there that are absolutely worth your time because they are selective, they force you to produce real work, and they have an amazing track record. First is the MIT RSI Research Science Institute program. This is fully funded if you get admitted, and you get to do real research with professors directly. You leave with a serious project and serious mentorship. Next one is the SSP Summer Science program. This one's really difficult as well, collaborative research with actual data, and you get to finish the entire thing with a technical report, not just a certificate. Next is TASP, some people call it, but this is the Telluride Association summer program. So if you're looking for selective humanities seminars, this is what you're looking for. Lots of heavy reading and writing, but this place is really known for its growth and rigor. Next is Bank of America Student Leaders. This is a paid community leadership plus a national summit. So if you're into policy and just nonprofit pathways, this is the way to go. Next is governor schools and state programs. They're often free or low cost, but they are selective. So this is respected by in-state public schools and many private schools out there as well. Last one, just to throw one out there as well, Stanford Humanities Institute, they have very selective tracks where you get to have real writing output plus faculty feedback from Stanford directly for humanities students. The question is, who should consider these? Now, if you're already strong in the field and want pressure and peers and production, aim for these types of summer programs. You don't need permission to have a standout summer, because if the doors don't open for you, all you gotta do is pivot and build something that helps real people and leaves a mark. So here's an 8-week plan for anyone that might not find success with these summer programs. Weeks 1 and 2 is a skill sprint. Pick one skill that matches your path. So this could be Python for data, or lab technique with online labs and write-ups, opinion writing or UI design. Ship small outputs every 48 hours, a script, a visualization, a 750 word piece, a mock-up. This builds momentum and eventually gives you proof. Then from weeks 3 to 5 is to start projects with actual stakes. So try solving one real problem for one real audience. So just to give you a quick example that I always like to use for computer science, you could potentially analyze your city's air quality or traffic collisions and then publish a simple dashboard and a short report. If you're a pre-med, for example, create a 2-language guide that explains clinic paperwork and common medications for a local community group. And if you can find a mentor for weekly feedback or monthly feedback, a teacher or a local professor or our counselors at Inspire Consulting, that would be enough to raise the bar progressively throughout your journey. Now, week 6 and 7 is public proof. Package the work, whether it's a portfolio page, a GitHub repo, a PDF report, a short video explainer, a poster, whatever it is, put it somewhere where people can see, and then start submitting to competitions, a local talk, community blog, for example, anywhere so that people can see your work. Now, week 8, it's time to reflect and scale your operations. Write one page on what you learned, who benefited, and what you will improve next. Because if the project worked, then you could take the next steps to scale it to a bigger level. And this is where delegation comes in, handing it to a younger student or a club member, whoever it might be, so that you could start leveling up to take more leveraged positions. Summer programs are not magic keys, at least not all of them. So I want you to avoid the ones that sell comfort, because the right ones push you and leave you with receipts. But if you can't access the right ones, you could still create a signal that lets admissions officers know that you are someone that puts in the work and has impacted your community. If your summer choice doesn't increase the level of impact, reflection, and substance of your application, you're paying for perceived prestige. Please do not spend money trying to look like you achieved something. Instead, do the work and actually achieve it yourself. There are no shortcuts in this journey, I guess, unless you work with our team, you know what I mean? I'm just kidding. But if you don't want to waste time guessing and just focus all your time and effort on actually moving the ball forward, look at that discovery call and all that good stuff. But let's talk about the steps of what to do now that you know how to create a signal. The next step is choosing targets that actually fit you. The Ivy League is not just one thing. Each school has a different culture, curriculum, and vibe. If you want a clear picture of which one matches your goals and get some fun facts about each one, watch this video here where I walk through every single Ivy League school so you can build a smart list and maybe even learn a few unique things about them. So I'll see you there. Peace.